No thoughts, no emotions. Just wanna quit tennis right now, but it was not in the best way just because I was over emotional. You know those rooms where you just go in and you smash everything? Probably I'll spend the whole day tomorrow over there destroying stuff. Today I wasn't world number one, yesterday I was world number one. I feel like I just, I don't want to even think about ranking at this point. I just wanna go, get completely drunk, forget about tennis, and try to get better in a better shape.
She lost the match, but she didn't lose the moment. Alex Eala's ranking jump after Wimbledon has left fans, analysts, and even rival camps doing a double take. How does a fourth-round exit turn into a career-high ranking? How does defeat become the biggest headline of the summer? Stay with this one, because the answer says more about tennis and about Eala than any scoreline ever could. To understand why this moment mattered so much, you have to go back to where Alex was just weeks before Wimbledon even began. She wasn't a name dominating headlines yet. Instead, she was a rising player doing the unglamorous work that rarely gets the spotlight, grinding through smaller tour events, fighting for every ranking point, and steadily closing the gap between raw potential and undeniable proof. Entering the summer grass season, Alex Eala climbed to number 30 in the WTA rankings following her impressive run at the Berlin Open, where she earned multiple top 10 victories that caught the attention of players and coaches long before casual fans took notice. That 5-spot jump was no accident. It was the direct result of reaching the semifinals in Berlin and delivering the kind of breakthrough performance that quietly tells the rest of the tour, watch this player. The ranking meant far more than personal pride because Wimbledon determines its seedings based on the late June rankings. Eala's rise secured her the number 29 seed, marking the first time in her career she had been seeded at a Grand Slam. Think about that for a moment. Every young player dreams of reaching that milestone, not just qualifying for a major, but being officially recognized as one of the tournament's top players. It was the sport's way of saying, you belong here now. There was also a redemption story woven into that achievement. Just 1 year earlier, Eala had suffered a first-round exit at Wimbledon, a disappointing result that could have faded into the background of her career. Instead, she returned a transformed player, having made grass one of her strongest surfaces with an outstanding 9-2 record during the season. That impressive run was punctuated by a WTA 125 title in Birmingham just weeks before the championships began, proving that Alex Eala wasn't arriving at Wimbledon hoping to simply survive. She was arriving in peak form with genuine momentum behind her and a ranking that had already reached a career high earlier in the season. This is the part of the story that often gets overlooked when headlines chase drama. The steady build-up, the quiet climb, and the version of an athlete before the viral breakthrough. What happened next didn't come out of nowhere. It was the result of months of relentless progress finally colliding with opportunity on the biggest stage in tennis. Almost no one outside her team saw it coming, not the pundits filling out their brackets, not the fans searching the draw for potential upsets, and perhaps not even Eala herself. She entered the world's most famous tennis tournament as a player in outstanding form, seeded for the first time at a Grand Slam, carrying a top 30 ranking beside her name and the confidence that comes from earning every step of the journey. But rankings can change in an instant. They may remain almost untouched for months, only to be completely rewritten over the course of a single unforgettable week. Eala was about to experience exactly that, because just 2 matches into her Wimbledon campaign, she found herself on a collision course with the defending champion. And what happened on that court would not only define her Wimbledon, it would reshape her entire season. The stage was set, and the seed was planted, quite literally, with Alex Eala entering the tournament as the number 29 seed. What came next transformed a promising campaign into a headline no one saw coming. Every breakthrough story has a defining moment, the instant you can point to and say, that's when everything changed. For Eala, that moment arrived on July 4th on the most famous court in tennis. Standing across the net was the defending Wimbledon champion, world number 3, and one of the most dominant players of her generation. On paper, this was supposed to be the match where Eala's remarkable run came to an end. Instead, she produced the biggest victory of her career, stunning the defending champion 7-6, 9-6-2. Read that scoreline again. The opening set tiebreak stretched into a gripping battle where every point carried enormous pressure and either player could have cracked. Eala didn't. After surviving that tense first set, she took complete control of the second, racing to a 6-2 finish to complete one of the biggest upsets of the tournament. This wasn't a lucky break or simply an off day for a champion. It was a statement that Alex Eala had truly arrived on one of tennis' biggest stages. It marked the first time in the Open era that a Filipina had reached the round of 16 at Wimbledon, and she achieved it by defeating the very player defending the title. What made the moment even more powerful wasn't just the victory, it was everything that followed. Alex Eala delivered a heartfelt on-court interview that resonated with fans around the world, especially back home in the Philippines. As she walked off center court to a roaring standing ovation, she paused to acknowledge the crowd and formed a heart with her hands, creating an image that quickly became one of the defining moments of the tournament. In that instant, Wimbledon had a new fan favorite from Quezon City, a place that had never before produced a player who had come this close to a Grand Slam quarterfinal. Let that sink in. This wasn't the story of a player emerging from a nation with a long-established tennis pipeline that regularly produces Grand Slam contenders. This was uncharted territory. Eala had become the first Filipina ever to reach the fourth round at Wimbledon, and every match from that point forward was history unfolding in real time. Yet the story ran even deeper than the emotion of the upset. Her victory over the defending champion wasn't just a career-defining moment, it became the ranking and prize money breakthrough that fueled everything that followed, with every point earned in that third-round triumph carrying enormous significance. Every dollar of prize money she earned and every ranking point she collected was quietly building toward a number that would be revealed just days later, a number that would surprise even the analysts who track the rankings for a living. At the time, though, nobody was thinking about spreadsheets or ranking algorithms. They were thinking about the unforgettable image of 21-year-old Alex Eala standing on center court with tears in her eyes and her hand over her heart after defeating one of the best players in the world. That was the turning point. That was the moment the story stopped being about a promising young player enjoying a breakthrough tournament and became something far bigger, a story that would echo well beyond the grounds of the All England club. 2 days later, however, the narrative took another twist. It wasn't a happy one on the scoreboard, but it only added to the growing conversation surrounding Eala's remarkable rise. Returning to center court, she faced number 13 seed Jasmine Paolini, a former world number 4, Grand Slam finalist, and one of the tour's most experienced competitors. It was always going to be a difficult challenge, and it proved exactly that. After a fiercely contested battle, Eala's inspiring 2026 Wimbledon campaign came to an end with a 3-set defeat to Paolini, 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. Yet even in defeat, her performance reinforced that her breakthrough was no accident. It was the arrival of a player ready to compete with the very best. It was a genuine battle, not a blowout. Alex Eala won a set and forced Jasmine Paolini to fight for every game, but in the end, experience and composure in the biggest moments carried Paolini across the finish line. What's fascinating is how the public reacted. This wasn't viewed as a story of collapse or disappointment. It was the story of a young player pushing a former Grand Slam finalist to the limit on tennis' biggest stage. Fans didn't feel let down. If anything, the defeat only strengthened their belief in Eala because it proved her victory over the defending champion wasn't a lucky one-off or the result of an opponent having an off day. It was convincing evidence that she belonged among the sport's elite. Paolini herself reflected on the significance of the occasion during her on-court interview, saying it was incredibly special to compete on center court and praising the atmosphere created by the fans. There was no gloating or dismissiveness toward her opponent, only respect for the moment and the level of tennis both players had produced. For Eala, the disappointment of the loss was undeniable, but so was the sense of achievement that even defeat could not erase. She had already made history, and regardless of the final result, her Wimbledon campaign had established her as one of the brightest rising stars in the game. By reaching the fourth round, Alex Eala became the first Filipina in the Open era to advance to the round of 16 at a Grand Slam and the first ever to be seeded at any of tennis' 4 major championships. Whatever happened on the court from that point forward, the record books had already been rewritten. Online, the reaction quickly split into 2 powerful conversations that reinforced one another. The first was pure celebration, with fans and commentators praising the historic nature of her Wimbledon run and treating the defeat as little more than a footnote in a career-defining fortnight. The second was more analytical, as tennis journalists and ranking experts began calculating what her remarkable performance and the quality of the opponents she had defeated would mean for her position in the WTA rankings. That discussion was about to intensify because, within days, the updated rankings would reveal a new career high for Eala, a number that surprised even many of those who had followed every match of her unforgettable campaign. The public reaction to a loss rarely carries this much significance, but this was no longer just about a single match. It was about the body of work she had produced over 2 extraordinary weeks that announced her arrival as one of the brightest new stars in women's tennis. And the moment that conversation shifted from social media buzz to official numbers was the moment Alex Eala's story truly exploded beyond the tennis world. This was the twist that made headlines everywhere. How could a 4th-round exit produce a career-high ranking? The answer lay in what she had accomplished throughout the tournament. By reaching the 4th round at Wimbledon, Eala earned 240 WTA ranking points, bringing her total to 1,666 and propelling her 4 places up the live rankings to a projected career high of world number 28. Multiple reports confirmed that her remarkable Wimbledon run would lift her past her previous best ranking of number 29, marking another historic milestone in her career. Take a moment to appreciate how unusual that sounds. A player loses a match, yet walks away with the highest ranking of her life. To fans seeing only the headlines, it almost seemed contradictory. How can someone lose and still move up? The answer lies in how the WTA ranking system rewards consistent performance over the course of a tournament, and Eala's deep run against elite competition had already earned her enough points to transform her career before the final result was even recorded. The WTA rankings operate on a rolling 52-week system in which a player's best 18 tournament results count toward their overall ranking total. Every match Alex Eala won on her journey to the 4th round, from her routine opening victory to her gritty comeback and, most importantly, her stunning upset over the defending champion, added valuable points to her total. Her eventual loss to Jasmine Paolini didn't erase any of those achievements. It simply marked the end of her opportunity to earn additional points at that tournament. In other words, the breakthrough had already happened before that final match even began. Before Wimbledon, Eala had already earned more than $871,000 in prize money during the season, and her run to the 4th round added another 240 ranking points under the WTA point system, where a round of 16 finish is worth 240 points, a quarterfinal 430, a semi-final 780, a runner-up finish 1,300, and a championship 2,000. Each victory deeper into the draw brings increasingly greater rewards, and Eala climbed 4 rounds in one remarkable tournament. She combined solid early wins with a career-defining victory over a reigning champion before narrowly falling in a competitive 4th-round battle. As the tournament ended, the conversation online evolved from simple admiration to genuine excitement. Fans weren't just celebrating a memorable Wimbledon run, they were recognizing that a 21-year-old who had been outside the world's top 100 not long ago was now firmly established inside the top 30, carrying enormous momentum into the hard-court season. Others focused on the almost paradoxical nature of the story, a defeat producing a career-best ranking, and used it as an opportunity to explain how the WTA ranking system works compared with how many casual fans perceive it. Either way, the reaction was enormous because it's rare for a single tournament to deliver so much emotional contrast in such a short span of time. Within 48 hours, there was heartbreak on the scoreboard and celebration in the rankings, all centered around a 21-year-old who had just produced the finest fortnight of her career. Behind every ranking jump, every headline, and every viral highlight is a player trying to process a life-changing moment in real time. And in the hours after her Wimbledon run ended, Alex Eala gave fans an honest glimpse into that process. "This week, in general, will add to my confidence," she told reporters after the match. A simple statement that carried tremendous meaning considering she had been eliminated in the 1st round of Wimbledon just 1 year earlier. Rather than dwelling on the defeat to Jasmine Paolini, Eala focused on everything she had learned throughout the tournament. "There are so many positives," she said. "One, I think, is how I've handled pressure. I mean, there's pressure every week, right? Of course, the more you want to win, I think the more pressure goes along with that. I'm happy with how I faced it head-on. I think I kept cool when I needed to control my emotions." Those aren't the words of someone consumed by a single loss. They're the words of an athlete who understands that great careers are built one match, one challenge, and one pressure-filled moment at a time. Reflecting on the difficult months leading into Wimbledon, she admitted, "It was really tough, a roller coaster. 2026 proved a lot to me. There were tough moments, but I kept working with my team supporting me." She ended with a simple but powerful thought that perfectly captured why her journey resonated with so many people beyond the tennis world. "Every day I'm feeling better. I feel I'm moving in the right direction whenever I step back on the court. That's the most important thing to me. Stay positive and enjoy my tennis. I love what I do, but I have to enjoy it. That's my superpower." Those words reveal a level of honesty that is rare in professional sports, where athletes are often trained to deliver cautious, carefully scripted answers. Alex Eala wasn't hiding the challenges of her journey. She acknowledged the roller coaster, the setbacks, and the difficult moments while emphasizing that joy and love for the game remain at the heart of her success. That blend of vulnerability and resilience is what transforms a great result into a story people remember. Woven through every one of her reflections was the weight of history, whether she mentioned it directly or not. She had become the first Filipina in the Open era to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam and the first ever from the Philippines to be seated at one of tennis' 4 major championships. That isn't just the pressure of a single match. It's the responsibility of representing a country with no established blueprint for this level of Grand Slam success. So when people ask whether her ranking jump was deserved or how a defeat could produce a career-high ranking, the deeper answer isn't found in ranking points or mathematical formulas. Eala herself provided it. She wasn't chasing a number, she was chasing the confidence that comes from handling pressure, continuing to grow, and staying true to herself in the biggest moments. The ranking was simply the outside world's way of measuring what Alex Eala already knew internally. She had reached another level. So, was her ranking jump really that shocking? From a purely mathematical standpoint, not really. Once you understand how the WTA's 52-week points system works, the rise makes perfect sense. Emotionally, however, it felt extraordinary because it's rare to see a player lose a match and still walk away with the highest ranking of her career, thanks to 2 unforgettable weeks of history-making tennis that few people predicted. The question now is no longer whether Alex Eala belongs among the sport's brightest rising stars. Wimbledon has already answered that. The real question is how far this breakthrough can take her. Will this remarkable run become the foundation of a sustained climb into the world's top 20, or even higher? Or will it remain a memorable fortnight in a career that is still unfolding? That chapter has yet to be written, and that's precisely what makes Alex Eala's journey one of the most exciting stories in tennis today.